All right, so I have good enough participants to begin with, and I don't want the vibe to get fade. So we are starting. Hey again, everyone. Please write in the chat box where you have joined us from. I'm Sagba, your host for today's session, and I'm so glad that you all have joined us for this session, which I'm really excited for since the time of its launch. And I'm guessing you all must have done something different to follow the theme of our webinar. Well, jokes apart, the reason for my exhilaration is that I believe change is a never ending path, especially in this era. Since I witness it a lot because of the nature of my work, I have actually learned to embrace it instead of fearing it. And this has a lot to do with the constant motivation I get on daily basis from my network and my mentors. I think Sir Asim has joined us. He actually inspires me to try every new tool every other day. So thanks to you, sir. Uh, and in context with that, I would actually like to give an example of a tool that I use, which is 11labs.io. This is a tool for generating voiceovers, and they actually used to have two models for it initially, and recently they have launched one more, which is V3. And if you trust me, the one that I was using was itself something really extraordinary. So in my nature of work, I witness evolution a lot. I would like to now move towards the main topic. This was something that I personally experienced. And what I wanted to say is that we always need a stressor to move towards change or to embrace it. So moving on, I have two speakers with me. One is 𝐒𝐭𝐨𝐝 and the other one is 𝐂𝐭𝐨𝐝. So talking about Naila, she's a change management expert and the founder of CCL Canada. What really has inspired me personally about her is that she has a strong grasp on her forte. Whenever I have seen her speaking about change management, I was in awe, like the way she speaks and the command she has on this particular topic. And she has helped various organizations. She has an experience of 15 plus years, and her job is to help organizations and people navigating change resistance actually. And her approach blends practical strategy with a strong focus on leadership and learning. The other speaker I would say we have is our change management consultant, 𝐂𝐭𝐨𝐝. What I know about this man is that through your conversations with him, you'll pick at least one thing related to change management. He's a change management practitioner from ProSci. He has an experience of 20 plus years, and he has actually been a part of OCMPR cohorts, one of its cohorts. So this actually reflects his commitment to his forte. And we'll get back to them lately in a while, but I would briefly introduce Meridian and CCL first. So in case of Meridian, we provide advisory, training, compliance, sustainability solutions, services, as well as corporate well-being services. We operate in North America, Middle East, and Asia, and we offer services in various sectors, including quality, health and safety, business continuity, change management, as we are speaking of it right now, food safety, and professional manpower services. As for the CCL, they help people and organizations manage change and grow stronger through it. They offer practical training, expert advice, and globally recognized certifications to build leadership skills and support successful transformation. This was all about CCL and Meridian and our two speakers. And I would like to tell you all that we have, in collaboration with CCL, we have launched this program, which is all about change management and the resistance that we experience during this process. So we have our two speakers here. We have Naila here, and I know you all are going to enjoy this because when she'll start speaking, you would want to listen to more. That's what I know about her. So welcome to this session of getting to know the evolution, change, and I would like to switch to or shed light towards Kamran now. Kamran, you can carry on.
Wow, such a great, oh wow. So I've worked with Naila for a long time, and we know each other. And then she has a very good background of she has done the masters from the Australia. She has ProSci certified, ICC certified, and she has so many awards that she got it in. Recently, she got one of the best award also in Canada. So I would not give the more details about it. You can go to the website cclcanada.ca, and also that you can go to the LinkedIn profile. Also, you can get more inside story about the change management, how she does it, and she has very good background, and I learned a lot from her. So I would ask Naila. So Naila, since you are here, and then you have so much, like you have done a lot of transformation, and you have done a lot of changes in Canada. I mean, big companies that I've seen it, that is that you did it. So I would ask you the first thing that I'm going to ask you, that how change is changing.
Wow, thank you so much, everybody. I'm so thrilled to be here. Before I start, I just wanted to do, I think the one word which we have all heard pre-COVID and COVID time is, can you hear me? So can you hear me okay, guys? Like, if there is any distortion in the voice, or could you see me as well?
Yeah.
All
Yes, we
right.
hear you.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Like, I think this is the word which should be now be part of the dictionaries as well. Like, can you hear me? I changed it. I said, like, could you see me, or could you do that? Like, it just has become such a daily word. And even uh, we can even link that to our kind of this example, that how do we really started changing during COVID. And from there onwards, immediately that tsunami came, which was before, and we were just going through that. And then after COVID, immediately now AI has come. I wouldn't use the word tsunami for AI. I'm very optimistic that, like, .com boom and internet and all of those technologies which have improved our lives. I think, and Sakwa gave a very good example, that how she does her work in minutes now because of the improved versions of whatever tool she uses. I call it renaissance of AI. I would say, or renaissance of change. Like, remember how in like 18th or 16th century, sometime when Shakespearean era came and lots of poetry came and artistic endeavors were really encouraged, and people kind of got free, and printing press came into being. It was a big change. So some people were afraid. Some companies at that time did not take advantage of printing press. Some of them actually were the early adopters, and those are the companies in Europe, maybe, or anywhere in the world. They're still existing up to today. So it's the same thing. I would say when we say change is changing, because in the past, I have been in the change industry for 10 to 15 years. It was like you take, either you launch SAP, or you do culture change, or you do some structural changes, or the organization is changing 360 because the performance is not there, into different product kind of category, or organizations are scaling up and they want it to change. But it's different this time. This time, when Kamran you say change is changing, it's no level. It's across the boundaries of all organizations, and every size, every product, every market, scale up, growth organizations, scaling up, startup, whoever you are, CEO, founder, worker, employee, single contributor, this is touching you. And as Sakba said, that if we don't adopt it now, we will be extinct like dinosaurs. And if we adopt it, even if we're not early adopters, at least we are functioning along with as the society is going. So I would say it's not fear, it's not, and people are afraid because we see around us people are losing jobs and all, but that's not because of AI has caused it. Yes, there are more efficiencies which people have found out that if we could get rid of, let's say, 9,000 passive jobs, because remember, at some stage after COVID, organizations overhired people as well. So we can't blame AI. We can't blame the leadership judgment as well. Like that should be involved. The workforce planning, that should be involved as well. So lots of people were hired. And as we are going forward, we see that some jobs, and that happened in some of the organization. I recently has consulted that, for example, they had 59 project managers in a very small organization and they were not required, right? So if they let some people go, it was not because AI came. AI did not even touch their department. It's just because they were overhired after COVID. People were afraid. They wanted people to come to the office and they kept on hiring. So when I say change is changing, I say change is changing in a way that it's very fast. It's very pervasive. It's like, those uh, bush kind of plants which just take over. It's taking over, but it's at the same time giving us the choice. Are we going to adopt it or are we going to be afraid? So you have to make that decision.
The word you use, the word here, adoption, because I just want to interrupt you here because it's a very important thing. The changing is one of the, if you see the example, if you go to the past, so many companies that out of the business. For example, Nokia is a example of BlackBerry or Kodak or so many things. So what happened? They were not changing according to the change, so they did not adopt. And then is this the leadership problem, or is this something that you would say that they could not adopt it, or maybe strategically they did not align their company with their in the future? How do you see that?
I think both are true, Kamran. You gave very good, very relevant examples. Both are true. Like leadership, of course, make the decision. They set the vision. They set the stage for change. And they are the number one contributor. ProSci research or any other research says they are the one of the key contributors to the success of any change because they have to set the strategy. They have to align the resources. They have to be visible during that change, whatever it is. They have to clear their calendars and be there like ground, what we call it, boots on the ground, like every day with the in that change. And at the same time, they have to walk the talk, show through their own behaviors, which they want from people to do that. So yes, leadership is paramount. It's fundamental. And then the sponsorship, like sometimes they pull out resources because change is not easy. Like they think that overnight it should happen as the decision was made in the boardroom, but now people are emotionally charged. They don't accept the change right away. As now, and we see that in AI era, people are afraid, they are depressed, they see their friends, their other companies letting people go. It affects people. We're all human being, and we came out of COVID, which was the biggest impact on our mental health. And
Yeah,
after that, AI came. So we are very emotionally charged all across the world. Like another
right.
thing is now we are globally impacted, right? So it's everything in between what you said, but yes, it's the emotions, it's how we are feeling right now. That's very important. Although it feels like fluff word feelings, but I think that's the biggest blocker and barrier if organizations are not adopting.
So the two questions came in my mind because it's very interesting topic that you're talking about. Emotionally change. When you're talking about the emotionally, so how you connect with the change to emotionally? First, my first question, and the second thing is. As we have already discussed about it, and we have seen 60 to 70% of the company fail. And what's the reason behind it? Because we are connecting to the changing, right? And they want to change in the boardroom, and then when it comes to the practical life, it's not easy. It sounds so easy, but it's not, because it's you are changing emotionally and you're changing to the human behavior. And the so how do you see that? What do you think that what's your experience of 10, 15 years, and then you see that is change is in the boardroom versus in the practical life, first of all, and second thing, emotionally, what do you say about the emotionally?
Where was the question in this?
The question is that you always talk about the emotion and emotion intelligence. So I just need to know about the how
Let's
you connect.
ask our audience. Whatever Kamran told us a big lecture on
It's
change.
a big.
Where was the question? What was the question, guys? Did you get it? Like, just tell me in the chat what was this question. I wanted to test that. Who
My
is
question
listening
is
in?
why the 70% of the company fail, or 60 to 70%, or they cannot change. Why?
Yeah, I think it's such a good question, and it's why did someone
I have
someone
so many questions in my questions.
I know someone synthesized it. No, because you're a change practitioner yourself. I think you were walking through those steps which you see in your life, and that's why your question became a big collection of questions. So I
Yeah,
really
exactly.
appreciate. Thank you so much for
I'm
making it.
sorry to elaborate a little bit
No,
more.
no, that's amazing. So I think when you say, okay, what was the question? Why? Uh,
First of
I,
all, two questions. Very simple.
yeah.
60 to 70% of the
Okay,
change is failed.
let's stop
Yeah,
right there, right? So and let's 70 to 60, it's actually
60.
the number is higher. Like every organization does research and they come. I've seen somewhere in AI kind of era, like even up to 80 plus numbers as well. But from people, organization like McKinsey's and Deloitte's and all those big companies who do very credible research, the number's still 70%. So regardless, you take 90 as a your truth, or 85 as a truth, or you take like 70, whatever you take. But one thing is surprising that I think from my inception, my start of career in change, I was like, I started my shift in my career from leadership and enterprise learning towards enterprise change, because it just stayed kind of hand in hand. And I have seen the same number, it never goes down, right? But so why it does not go down? So regardless, it's AI. Let's forget about AI. Like change itself, like it's either the Y2K came. I started my career at that time. Maybe some of our teens, like younger people who support us, they were not even born, or they may have born at that time. People were very afraid what kind of change is going to be. Again, it's the fear. It was depression. It was at the same time some excitement, because lots of people were hired at that time. Companies overhired that when 2001 will come, maybe the world will kind of collapse and we become
Collapse,
zombie
yes.
land. I remember that. And after that, the internet and Google and all those things came. You know how Yahoo became somewhere at the background. We all started getting Gmails, and then we realized there's shit. So, like all those changes, the failure rate stays the same. Regardless, you're launching ERP like enterprise system, SAP, whatever you're launching, it stays the same 70%. Why? And now we're talking about AI, and it's still the same. It should life should be improved, because we have improved so much technologically, right? We are like, now we have Uber, now we have Uber Eats, now we can have WhatsApp to kind of connect with the world, all over the world. TikTok, YouTube, what do we don't have in our portfolio? We have everything, but we're still failing when it comes to change. And the point number two, I don't know it directly answers your question, Kamran, but to our listeners as well, and there are people, leaders on the call, there are people who run their own companies on the call. People are very experienced in change as well. They must be on the call as well. When change fails, we fail socially as a community, because no organization works in an isolation. We take an example of Amazon, or we take an example of Netflix and all. They react to what people want. So because they exist in a society, right? So when a change fails, small or large, we fail resources, we fail human efforts, we fail time, and we fail so much resources which impact from one, not this community immediately, but some other communities in the world who are struggling for resources. So a failed change has so many ripple effects. that it really affects. And then organization restarted. I've seen it in my career. Then they restart the same change again. One of the projects which I did that failed 10 times in the past and they were restarting it. So do we think the technology was wrong? It was the same. It was Salesforce. Very, very sound technology. But what actually happened there is emotions. People blocked it. People were not taken into, like, as part of their collective agreement, the buy-in. Collective agreement, by the way, is a terminology used here in the West for unionized staff. But what, and that means collective agreement. That collectively, are we agreeing to this change or not? We fail to do that. Once we don't do it, rest of technology is not the problem. I actually had some stats with me. If we don't have any burning question in the chat, or Kamran, I'll be very happy to share. It's just one slide, but it really answers the
Yeah,
question.
yeah. Show me the slide that you were talking about. That is very interesting also.
Yeah.
That it shows, yeah.
We also prepared a poll as well. I think maybe we could take some pulse check
Yeah,
and do a
yeah,
poll, and then
yeah, poll is
yeah.
there.
So let's do a pulse check.
And if somebody has any questions that is relevant to change management or anything, you just put the chat box. So we have time
we
to.
we we actually do have a lot of questions for you, so yeah,
Wow,
All right.
you have to
including mine.
get to that.
My question is also included.
No, you did not ask.
Okay, so my question is not okay. That's fine. Okay.
Okay,
All
so
right. So this is what I was trying to say, that, okay, I took a very moderate um, approach, very conservative approach to 70% failure rate, which is latest McKinsey's. By the way, I did chat GPT and I asked her, okay, what's the failure rate? So, but there's some organizations are failing more than this 70%. It's nothing to do with AI, right? So change initiatives are failing because people are emotionally overwhelmed, and it's not the execution. Like, they hire people like me to come and execute. And frankly, I have been in rooms where people have been crying, where people have been afraid of their mortgage. Here in the Western world, we don't own homes. We have mortgages. How do I pay it? Because AI is coming and this change is coming, that change. And in 99% of the cases, it's not even in leadership mind to let people go. That is not even in their mind. But why there is gap? Say, for example, Kamran is a CEO, and in the boardroom, they decide to launch Salesforce. But when I go to the ground floor, they are crying and they're thinking it just last week. But that's not the case. Kamran just wanted more efficiencies. But why? Because that's the gap which we think
That's a gap. Yeah.
fluff stuff, which we think soft stuff. You go to the meetings, to the CEOs, or you present to the board, it's regarded as a soft stuff. But now it has proved and over again that it's not the execution, it's the emotion. And right
Right.
now, at this time when we're talking, people are very highly emotionally charged. So we have to take care of that.
But
Now,
one thing, sorry to interrupt you. One thing I see that also it's not only the leadership, because sometimes it's happen also the people they don't want to change it also because they are in the comfort zone, and if you ask them to change it, so they're afraid of change. So with although it's a benefit for them also.
yeah, and why is that? People don't want to change. Why is that? Because the why of change has not been communicated very clearly.
Yes,
Why
that I
are we
agree.
doing this?
Yeah,
You tell them, why are we doing this? It's going to improve your life. You take notes, Miss Admin, that Copilot will take your notes. You don't need to tick, tick, tick. And then you will kind of compile all those notes. It will do this for you. Sakba, our administration lead, gave us a very good example because she knew the why of doing that thing, because that thing really save time for her, right? So the growth stalls when you really don't involve people, then we don't share the stories about the success of why. And we also don't use user case stories like where it was successful. So people go, 53% people go to withdrawal, and 92% leaders, their priority is not technology. Their priority is not money at all. Their priority is that people are not emotionally connected to the change
emotionally
to
connected.
launch, right?
That's true. That's
Yeah.
true.
So
I agree.
if we move this up a little bit, that would be great. Thank you. So it's and what no, sorry, we need to yeah. So Kamran, what you said, sometimes people don't make effort. Why? Because they want to protect what they have, right? They don't want to lose jobs. For example, if it's a business, they want to lose their share in the market. If a business, they think that they have this set of customers, clients, they don't want to lose it. So they close. So that's why people aren't resisting change. They are really protecting themselves from the change. Oh, AI or burnout or whatever it is. And then emotional safety, yes, very good. What you said, people are emotionally want to be safe, and then they are fostering a trusting environment. They they protect, right? So they don't adopt because they think their environment was a comfort zone for them, right? But unless you involve them, you engage them, it's not going to happen. And the 80% feel that they were not heard. It happens many times. We
Many
don't even
times,
gather
yes.
requirement to those people who are the doer of that job. And after you launch the change, you realize, oh, admin group was not consulted. Why not? They are the one who are going to use this product. And we don't consult them because we were not interested. I think
Very,
this is the best time we can launch the poll because now people are very warmed up and
yeah.
they have their
Yeah,
fingers warmed
let's
up on
do it.
the,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. So how many people are ready for poll? I think everybody. Okay.
All right, so I'm gonna share a QR code. All you have to do is just use your phone and scan it.
Could we do it in the Zoom as well, or we have to do the QR code?
I'm sharing the QR code. Wait. Um, First thing first, where do we have it? Okay. Can you see it on screen right now?
Yeah, we can. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, so
Yes.
you all can get there.
All right, I did mine. Are you seeing the results as they're coming in?
Yes, I am seeing some people responding to it. I'll share the results once they all are done doing that.
How long do we have time wise?
Let's just wait for one more minute, I guess. We have total of 14 responses right now.
Yeah.
Okay, that's good. Not
Yeah.
bad.
Someone
I
said that
am
how to
Some
scan.
of them they don't want to change it, so that's why they didn't.
That's fine, Mudassar. If you can't join because you're joining from phone, that's bad luck. But anyway, that's fine. If you can't join it, we
Yeah,
we
we
can
have total
still.
of 16 responses. I'll wait till 8:34, like it has turned to 17, 18. Okay, why am I doing a countdown? I'm just so thrilled to see how engaging these people are, and I'm so thankful to you all.
Okay, now the question session. Anybody has any questions or anything concern?
Okay, so I
Because
think
it's
I should
very
end the poll.
it's ongoing. It's change management. It's a very vast and everything is so in detail. So we cannot explain everything here. But yeah, we have a series of podcast, and then we're gonna give them, a topic by topic, and then we can try to give them an answer also. Yeah.
All right, a very good question came from Sarfaraz Ahmed. For the change, is it essential to arrange a training session for leadership first? Yes, absolutely, Sarfaraz. So that should be the starting point. We call it setting the stage or leadership activation. You can actually use exactly the same words which I'm using. Leadership activation workshop. What it does is, because some of the leaders never been into change, they never been into a structured change, they never have attended these kind of webinars. So if you are the one who is responsible, or you are the one who are just giving advice to the team who is responsible, it's very important. We prepare leadership toolkits, and when it comes to C-suite and executives, they are very truly interested to learn and know more about. I think their main questions are how this change will happen, and clear roadmap. Generally, it's not long time, and you can do their activation workshop. You can show them the full roadmap, that this is how you're going to enable people, train people. So there is no steep learning curve. People are not going down and the organization will lose money, because what they want, that how long will you keep my people to train? So you should be very smart in preparing that roadmap and sharing with the senior leadership. That's a very good question. And it starts from there. So your change management strategy should start from activation workshop. And we teach that in our OCMPR program, as Kamran said, that we teach them how do you start it. Even if it's an entrepreneurial organization, if it's a startup, if it's a corporate role which you're playing, if you're project manager, whatever you are. Yeah. All right, let's get back to the poll. Let's see the results quickly and move forward. We see some people are dropping because people would like to now get into Q&A.
Sure. All right, I'm sharing that.
Yeah, please.
I do have my screen. I do have it on my screen. Can you see it here?
No.
You have to reshare it because we still see the QR code.
Yeah, we see only the QR code here.
Okay, let me just do this again.
All right, so let's get to the question. There are some questions in the chat.
There's also some. Oh, okay.
All right.
Is it there now?
It's showing the questions. I don't see the result.
It has the results here. Like 3 out of 16 people chose this one. It has a percentage of
Okay, I got you. Yeah, I see that.
So 44% could actually guessed it right. In the second answer, yeah, 95.
Are you sharing something? We can't see your screen.
I don't see your percentage here.
Maybe there is some, privacy issue in terms of Zoom.
Okay.
That's why you cannot.
Okay.
But
So,
I'll share these results later.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So what I'm saying is that when we ask them what happens when we resist change, 19% said that we create stability. Again, 19% said that we fall behind, just like BlackBerry. And again, 19% said that we protect what's familiar. But 44% said that we lose relevance over time, which I guess was the correct answer. Nala, what do you think?
Yeah, they're all people's opinion, right? These are not fact question which we ask, which we have opinion question. Someone said, I can't see the result. I can't see the result either. I still see the QR code on the screen. I think my suggestion is that we should take the screen share off, and then Kamran, you and I could be open and ask people to, we can all see the QR code. There's lots of comments in the chat. Let's open it up to questions. We are close to 11:38, and if people have any questions, then we can.
They do have a lot of questions here.
Yeah,
it's a lot of questions. One of the questions that I see that here is a Khurram, that he's asking about how can top level executive overcome the fear of failure and cultivate the mindset that encourage calculated risk taking and innovation, ultimately driving organizational growth and success.
Yeah. So I just request, can we take the screen share off, the QR code on the screen?
I am sorry. Let me do that. Sorry.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you. Let's have a call. Let's have a chat. So, Khurram, could you ask this question, or you are more comfortable asking in the chat? You want to open your
No,
mic and go
You
ahead?
no,
you can open your
I
mic
can
now.
obviously ask. I can obviously ask, but since I'm in a crowded place, so I prefer to write it down.
Okay,
But
go ahead, please. Yeah.
obviously, no, no. But my question remains the same, irrespective whether I write it or speak. My question is that uh, there's always a fear of failure, especially when you are on a top level. You know, when you are at a level where your decision impacts the overall P&L of the organization, and that is where there is always a fear of taking bold decisions. So is there a way where you cultivate that culture, or any tool where the culture is being cultivated down to the level where the lower staff or the lower management help you or support you to take bold decisions, or they support you in your decision, irrespective whether it's like fallback or not?
Yeah, and it's an excellent question. And that's always the fear of leadership that, okay, if we are launching this, even I'll give you an example story. It's good to show you a story. One of the organization wanted to launch some modern SAP. They already have SAP system, but they want to modernize it. Now they are very tenured staff. There are unions involved. There are older staff, and the organization was very worried at the senior C-suite level. At if you are the C-suite, say example, for example, your level, that if we launch it, lots of our staff even does not have an email. Like this is that kind of organization. How do we do it? So the first thing first you do is you set the vision, as I said, as a why of change. You get everybody in a big stadium or big hall. Actually, Rogers Telecommunication did this year. They took the buses and almost 20,000 people were in Rogers Hall, and the CEO just did a big speech, which was broadcasted all over their national offices, and people were there as well. And they set the vision that going forward, we are breaking the boundaries. We're no longer into cubicles, and we are going to share space. So this would be discomfort for some people, but we have a clear roadmap for that. So as a leader, your job is to come into that town hall, become the voice of change, as I said before. Because if we look at the research, McKinsey, ProSci, whatever research, ChatGPT asks, what is the key success factor into change, any change initiative, any a little change? It's the leadership and their communication and their behavior. So you always have the fear that is never going to go away. But if that fear is managed in the form of best planning, people want to be supported. People want to know that they're not going to lose job. People want to know that their work location is not going to be changed. In one of the projects I worked for, public sector here, we were changing the location of the staff, and people were so afraid. They were even crying. Why? Because in the morning, that woman used to drop her kids off to school and then take the bus or tram or train and get to work. And now we were from south to north, we were changing. This was quite opposite the way she used to drop her kids. So this was such a small thing, but it was a very big thing for her. So until we brought the senior leadership team, the deputy minister in the room, and then she was a woman as well. And she said, look, from my heart, I understand your situation, but what we could do for people who are like this much afraid, this much at a distance, we can create a hybrid framework. That was even before COVID time. So you have to build those um, shock absorbers into the system, as I would like to say. I don't know, suddenly this word came to my mind, that if people are afraid, what are you going to do? And your job is to show more and more of your own self, your own kind of how I'm being with you in this change. We don't know, we are flying the plane, we are building the plane, but I am in the same flight with you. That's what they want to hear. And if you do it very well, that why are we doing this? And it's a benefit for you, benefit for the organization. Otherwise, this organization will not survive. The change is coming very fast. Our competitors are doing this. We have to do this. So these 5 or 6 key things are important.
communication, and which I really appreciate, because in this changing world, communication is the key. So thank you so very much.
I
Thank
just
you,
wanted to
Kumar.
clarify one thing. Thanks for asking such a great question. Communication comes a little bit at number 3 or 4 if I give the priority. The top one is leadership
Leadership.
visibility. How visible you are. Are you always in your room on the computer, or you are just talking to people in webinar in small team? Just show up in the coffee if they are still kind of an hybrid. Like just be normal. Do open a cafe. And one of the organization did that. Like not literal cafe. Like they said, come here, you will have coffee and muffin, and ask the CEO question. How many times people see a CEO? How many times in your lifetime, in your early job? I don't know. You may be CEO now, but hardly you just see their pictures. So people were so excited, and they would just go to that coffee, like wherever they are, that there is just 10 minutes in the morning. I may ask the question. And it was open question, hard question, disturbing question, but he answered all of those. So throughout the change, it's the visibility. Communication, yes, it's a key. It starts even before the project or initiative start, but your own availability always as a CEO is very important.
All right. So we do have a lot of more questions here, but it's already, way past our actual time. So what do you suggest? Should we be taking those questions right now?
I mean, whoever would like to stay, Kamran and I cleared our calendars until we
Yeah.
answer those questions, and
Yeah.
whoever thinks that they got what they got. But we are
Yeah.
offering like some
And
free takeaway into the chat.
until
Okay.
until they understand that what is the change management and what is OCMPR, why they have to take a class for the OCMPR.
So I
Yeah,
do
we are
have a,
open. Yeah.
yeah, okay. So I do have a question from Mr. Heather Ali. He's asking, how do you balance change fatigue with the need for continuous transformation in fast-paced organizations?
Yeah, again, Kamran, you can have your 2 cents in as well. And change fatigue is such a important question. And in literature, we call it change saturation, because thousands of things are happening all at one time. I think on the project side, we should phase it out. Um, like phase 1 project, phase 2 project, phase 3 project. There should be some kind of gatekeeping, which we call like a portfolio manager, some organization call it. Sometimes it's under the program lead, that you don't launch 20 things all at the same time, because it's easy to launch, but end users are the same. So should they go to this training, or should they go to that training, or should they go home to their kids and have a dinner, right? So we have to make sure that we phase out the changes on the project side. On the technology side, we need to know that all the testing and everything, whatever we asking people, we should not be asking people do two testing at the same time. Like say, for example, if Kamran is a tester in project 1, he should not be the tester in project 2, right? He should be just testing one project. So you really leverage people as with smartness. And number 3 is like uh, have some routines, like set up some routines that on say Monday morning, every Monday morning, there would be in the kitchen coffee and tea and no business talk. People should just connect with each other and talk to each other. Every now and then, some organization do some retreats, like some water rafting kind of engagements. So have some kind of human things happening into the organization. It should not be just work, work, work. These are some of the very few tips. But when you join our OCMPR program, we have a one full modules on how to overcome change saturation. So I think the best thing is setting up some routines, people on the personal level and organization on the project side.
All right. Nala, he has one more question. Actually, he has two. I'll just look where's the other one. He's asking, what is your top approach for changing the mindset of senior leaders who do not see the need for change? And this is something that I would actually like to ask. This is important for those who are, at
At the top level,
the
right?
mid. Yeah.
No,
Actually.
mid and top, they're both different. Mid kind of sees it. The top sometimes does not see it, right?
Yeah.
The top leadership thinks we are doing really well. So the best way is, I don't know what level of the organization you are, because sometimes you don't have access to the top. They just ask you, just send just one slide. But if you are at that level where you have to send one slide, someone else has to present that, just show the risks of not doing it. You know how we showed you the numbers, the percentages, because the top is very gets motivated with numbers. They don't get motivated with fluff stuff, right? So they call it fluff stuff. It's not my language. I'm a human-centric change manager. But if show them the number that this is the risk of not changing, this is how the competition portfolio is looking like. Do a Power BI like one slide, right? And then put the map in there and send that slide, present that slide, talk to that if you're not going change, this is what is going to happen. So for example, currently I'm advising one of the firms who is very, very successful in the world, but the top leadership is very tenured number people, like 40 years of work experience. They think it's AI is an IT strategy, but it's not. It's now an organizational strategy. So it's very tough for me to really break that ice. I was successful 40%, initially 70% resistance, 40% buy-in. So then I used the 40% who kind of did buy-in as a use case, as a success story, as a show and tell. Look, if Kamran's or department could do it, why can't you do it? And these are the results. So they are impressed by the results. So you have to show them some success. Maybe do a soft launch or a pilot launch and then gather results and show them, but always numbers.
Yeah, I do agree on that part. Like people like to see the results first, even when they don't want to put their efforts, I guess. So yeah, the other question that he has is, what tactics have you used to deal with passive resistance? People who nod but don't act.
Yeah, we talked about it later, right? People are passively resistant for a few
Yeah.
reasons. There are 6 or 7 reasons. We go again in OCMPR in full detail and how to do that. I would
Yeah.
just go to, in the respecting time, what we have. 3 top ones, engage them.
All right.
Early in the change, engage them, make a change
Engage
agent
them.
network, and you know who those resistor would be. They some have big voice. They say squeaky wheel gets the big voice. Like if a wheel is not kind of fully oiled, it will make big noise, and you hear their noise. So oil them. How do you oil them? Give them some roles. Hey, you are the change lead. You lead this, right? Our change discussion. Bring them into the meeting, make them the chief guest of that little meeting from a little department, not overall.
Enjoy.
These are some of the things. Engage them, have their buy-in early on, educate them, socialize the change early to them so they feel special. And if they are really, really bad people in terms of bad, not as a character, that they're not going to change and they have to block, then leadership has to talk to them. It's not your job.
Yeah, right. Okay. So there's this one question that says that, is it mandatory to update procedures and responsibilities once change management initiates?
Yeah, initiation is the initiation like a project, and then it gets executed right through all the project, the planning, the all those things in between, building awareness, desire, and then you launch the project, right? The project is executed, go live happen, end date, no longer going to the previous system. Now we are launching on to the new system. Day one, we are logging in into this new system, right? So when that happens, you have to update. It's a process re-engineering. Maybe you don't need 10 processes to get to an approval from a boss, which you used to do before. Is this new system. Now the new system may require just one click and your request for holidays or vacation or whatever you want from your boss get in one click. So this is a process change. So you have to change procedures. You have to change your processes according to the project. That is a vital. Yes, please.
Okay. So the other
And
question
there is a
is,
Yeah, no,
hand up.
I think Rahman is asking
Yeah.
some question. Yes,
okay,
unmute,
okay.
Mr. Rahman.
Unmuted. Thank you. Salam alaikum. How are you doing? I couldn't
It's
wait.
good to see
Kamran
you
bhai,
here.
absolutely great to see you as well. It was lovely to meet you when you came to Saudi Arabia, and
Thank you
hopefully
so
you
much.
return the compliment. So
It was
thank you.
fantastic. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you, Kamran Bhai and Naila, Sister Naila, for giving up your time on this really
Absolutely,
incredible
pleasure.
topic. And I would say, well, first of all, I'm happy to see three members of the Saudi Aramco change management team in the audience today.
That's
Myself and
great.
Yep. So myself and Mr. Mushtaq Rahman, we are both, you could call it alumni of the team because we've
Oh,
both now
wow.
retired from Saudi Aramco. And we've got a very senior member of the team, Mr. Mohammed Tayyib, also on this call. And it's a fascinating topic. It's very, very hard to do it justice in half an hour or 1 hour because,
Yeah,
as we've
true.
seen, there are so many different aspects to this topic. And you've rightly identified as communication being one of the key elements of this to encourage that active and visible sponsorship, as you put it, from top level right down to the bottom. And what you, I guess, need to do is understand that you've got so many different stakeholders, and we use this term a lot in change management. And each stakeholder wants the communication done in a certain way because of the what we call the WIFM factor. What's in
Right.
it for me? So what's in it for me from a perspective of a CEO may be very different from what's in it for me from the grassroots level. And as Naila has very, very eloquently put it, they will need to know what is this change going to be to me. So for the lady who wanted to take the children to her school in the right direction, suddenly being asked to go in this direction, that's her need. So, as change management consultants, we really need to understand everyone's story so that we move everyone together in the right way. And I think communication plays a very, very big role in that. So, well done for having that as one of the key factors. But thank you once again for taking this time. I love this topic. I've had the privilege, as have Mushtaq and Mr. Mohammed Tayyib, of being involved with some of the biggest change management projects at Saudi Aramco, which has been an amazing company to work at. So we'd love to contribute our experience if you
Thank you so
like.
much.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I love the question and I love the encouragement and support. Thanks a lot.
Yep. I've connected with both of you on LinkedIn, so we can continue the
Absolutely. Thank you
discussion
so
there.
much. Thanks a lot.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. We just, by the way, won an award, a
Ooh.
global award by Association of Change Management
Mhm.
as Excellence in Change. So that would be announced
Wow.
by ACMP on July 22nd. So this is a secret
Congratulations.
which we are sharing to this little group.
Congratulations. I will wait for the laddus.
No, this time we will not give you a laddu. We already gave it to you. So this time is going to be jalebi.
Sure thing.
Thank you so much, Rahman. It's always a pleasure to listen to you, either it is via video or via messages or through these sessions. So
Yeah.
yes, thank
My
you so
pleasure,
much
Naila. My pleasure.
for your engagement. Moving on, I do have 3 to 5 more questions. Naila, are you
I'm
like?
okay. Yeah, I'm okay.
Yeah, okay.
I would request Rahman if he could stay as well, and then
I just love the enthusiasm here. Like the audience, they're not leaving, and you are also so energetic at this point, and it's just so good to see that people are actually, excited about it, and
Excited.
they're talking about it. So yeah,
And you
what
know
we do is
what the reason behind it?
we
what?
show your hands. We do this like to show that we're very excited. So let's do that, Kamran. Like this may be the only workout we do today.
Well,
Exercise.
people are doing it secretly because no one's got their cameras on.
Guys, put your cameras on. We are like very small group now. Like
Come on, guys.
show
Don't
us
be
your
shy.
faces, who you are.
We
Thank you
won't
so
judge
much.
you.
Like this is
Yeah,
our
I think
exciting
I
workout.
think we should have something camera on, and then we can. It's really
Answer those
interesting
questions.
that so many people they are engaging still, and they have a lots of questions. And I agree, Mr. Rahman. Also, it's a change management. It's not a half an hour discussion. It's an ongoing. Everything is different. So it's very interesting. So that's why we want to keep this. Session next podcast also, and we're gonna take one at a time topic, and we're gonna go through this.
Well, Mr.
And it's
Mushtaq,
going to be a very interesting and especially the people engagement, and they have already experience in the other side of the world, especially in Middle East country or the European country. So it's also helpful for us also to learn from each other.
Well, I'm happy to say that the other two members of the Saudi Aramco change management team that I mentioned just 2 minutes ago have both now joined us on camera. So you can, this is Mr. Mushtaq Rahman, who's currently in London. And
Oh, yeah, I see the Mushtaq Rahman is from London, I think. It's
yes,
UK.
he was in Saudi Arabia for around 25 years with me at Aramco, but
Wow.
he retired recently. And Muhammad Tayyib is the only one who's still at the company, but he's at a very senior level in the company working on amazing projects. So feel free to use our experience. We're here to help.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming on the camera. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good, and yeah, fascinating session. Thank you for everything you've shared. I think my take on change management is that based on the work that I've done in Aramco is behavior and culture change. Because traditional change management is very much top-down communication, formal channels, relying on leaders, as we just said, active and visible leadership. But when you bring behavior science into that, then you want to explore informal communication channels. That's where 75% of the communication takes place. And create that coalition of change, which is the influencers in the company, not just the leaders. Because in one of my programs, we found those influencers and engaged them to start small conversations, start small fires, and eventually it becomes inferno. So not just relying on top down. So just wanted to share that behavior science has a big role to play, and we can engage not just formal change management, but also informal or
informal way also.
change as well.
That's true. Yeah.
And
also
absolutely,
that I remember that I was talking to Naila last, I think 2 weeks ago, and she was talking about the departmental, when you want to spread the thing, then you add up or make buddies.
We call it change agent network. I think
Change agent network.
Exactly.
I
those
we
are the
learn-
frontline people. They're not always the leaders. And they are kind of, I call them ground troops. You know how you ready your troops? So they go everywhere, but you have to be sure that you have to make sure based on behavioral science that they should be positive people. They should not be the people who are negative.
We learned this whole concept of active and visual sponsorship almost from a very,
Right.
young age, because when we want to get something done, we go to our dad and say, Mom said I could do this, right? So she became your active and visible sponsor, whether she said it or not. So we kind of have this notion in our minds from a very young age.
Yeah. And change is like we're always changing, right? Remember, it's not the AI or the .com, right? We change continent, we migrate. We have kids, we change person. Like Sakwa gave a very good example. Now she uses version 1 and version 2, but that's a change. You have to adopt to that. And if she doesn't do it, her job, someone else will do that job more efficiently, right?
I'd love to hear from Mr. Muhammad Tayyib for his 2 cents worth as the only person on the team now.
Okay, forcing me to say something. So
Nice to meet you, Muhammad Tayyib.
1 second. We're in the same room, so I'm going to get him to turn his sound down. Or maybe I'll turn mine.
Is that okay? Yeah, so my take on this very interesting topic is in a big corporate sector or a small for that matter, it's important to put the context of we all work on projects. So relationship between the two disciplines, project management and change management, and how leadership is a critical third pillar of the project success. When you put things into context in that way, then clarity of roles and responsibilities on any program is a key. It's essential. Nobody should be seen to be stepping on each other's toes. So what each discipline brings, leadership being in common. And I think there have been enough discussion on the fact that the single largest factor for any project success, be it in change management or project, is the leadership buy-in. If they are not on board, you can have world's best designed change management strategy, framework, program. It's not going to work. So therefore, the biggest focus has to be to get the leadership on board, because you can use their leverage then to cascade the change down to the lowest level of the organization. Anyway, that's my 2 cents worth. It's a big topic, and we all know that it's lots to discuss and lots to sort of detail. But however, based on our experience, and it has been nearly 25 years and counting, I guess. Yeah. So we bring to the table lots of global implementations cutting across nearly 200, 150,000 workforce, so on and so forth. So yeah, we love it. It's a great discipline and lots to talk about. Thank you very much.
Awesome. Thank you so much for sharing. And you're so right. I think when leadership in Tayyab, you look so nice. Like you can have your camera on.
If that's a compliment, I can keep it on.
No, this is not compliment. It's a supplement for you.
So, and I think leadership. I think your wife must have heard it, or someone around you, Tayyab, that you look so nice on camera.
He is a very lovely guy, but he's also very modest. So he's not going to answer.
All right, so I thought someone heard it and he's not showing off. Look,
his wife is not there, Naila, so you can say whatever you want to say to him. Continue to say that he's looking very nice. You can see he's blushing, right?
Sakwa, make sure you don't get that in the recording for the
No, I won't.
No, it's all right.
Yeah.
It's all right.
No,
Tayyab and I are both thousands of miles away from our wives, so we can afford to laugh.
The point you bring about leadership and they're not buying in is like that's the disadvantage of being internal consultant, I would say, because you are in an organization for 30 years, Tayyab, say, or 20 years, or even 10 years, say, for example, and you bring in issues and you bring in that we have to, so there is less kind of buy-in. But when you come in as an external consultant and leadership wants it right now, then it's a different lens altogether. Then they already bought into the situation. So you really have to see how are you getting into that initiative, right? If, say, I was with Rogers Telecommunication and I was suggesting many changes, and again, they were not getting buy-in, but then we saw the fallout, like we saw the behaviors, we saw things which were not, but I'm now consultant, I'm on a consulting firm, and I realized that when leaders request me or hiring any consultant coming in, they give us time to listen, right? But what I was addressing, a very general change issues, regardless you are internal, but I see when you are internal, sometimes it's very hard to buy in. And I like the other point Tayyab you made as well, that the leadership buy-in, that's very, very important. And not stepping onto other toes, because project management has its own skill set. Project management is hand-to-hand with us, but we not project management, unless you are also project manager and a change manager. I think project managers, PMOs have their own job and they do amazing job. I am not successful without a PMO assigned to me. My first question is, would there be a PMO? I can do my own communication. I can even make hands-on, like making video, and oversee a big comms department who could report to me for that project. But I need a project manager on the side because they have very unique skill sets. You're right. And it should not be stepping on each other's toes. So you're right. Everyone has kind of, it's a federated model. I would say that you leverage each other's strengths, but you also work in your own lanes as well. So it's kind of that model that, and it's constant collaboration.
The point is, Naila, that leadership from a change manager's perspective has to do with a change manager working with the leader to understand what their pain points are. Why should they be part of it? And if you, as a change manager, can link your project and its objectives with their pain and their issues and assure them, should they be part of it, should they be a willing leader and sponsor of this change, they stand to benefit the most. And so you do for every other stakeholder. But leaders being by the virtue of their role, they have the money, the resources, the power, the authority to help you overcome any challenges, any issues which you may not be able to resolve at the project level. And therefore, heavy lifting on part of a change manager has to be with the leadership. Once you get them on board, everything else becomes kind of relatively easy to roll it down to the lowest level of the organization.
It's worth mentioning that Mushtaq Bhai, Tayyab and I were literally jumped in at the deep end 25 years ago. I mean, you mentioned SAP. 25 years ago, back in 2001, actually, that's more than 25. We were at the very beginning of the world's largest single SAP implementation. So it was the largest single instance of SAP implemented in Saudi Aramco. So it was like an ordeal by fire. We literally learned things from the grassroots upwards. And it was a company then of around 70,000 people. Now I think is over 100,000.
Yeah.
And so it was a big, big job to get everyone to take on this change, and a very, very older generation demographic company. So they are, as you know, a little bit more resistant to change. So it's been an absolute adventure being in change management in such a environment.
You're right. It's because you dealing with so many things, like so many layers. You're dealing with senior C-suite. You're dealing with managers. You're dealing with frontline. The sandwich.
Not only that, the multidimensional, different geographies, different regulatory bodies, different.
Absolutely.
So we do like global rollouts and stuff. So it's complex parameters, but that's where the sort of segmenting, if you like, the stakeholders.
Yeah, there's more stuff.
It's not one size fits all. Let's be clear on it. So you
I
adopt.
already told you like size things or something.
And that's what I'm experiencing right now, because we're implementing SAP for HANA across the globe. I look after Europe, USA, and a western part of the world and Europe. And my counterpart is in Singapore, so she's looking at the Eastern Hemisphere. And often, when we go to India or other places with our Western colleagues, they attend meetings, decisions are taken, or so they think that these are. They come back and realize, no, none of those are decision makers. They revert everything back, roll it up all the way to the leaders. So different culture, different mindsets, it's always difficult to navigate. So we need to understand, as Tayyab mentioned, geographies, local cultures, nuances, how they operate. There's Hofstede study, which is very important in terms of how different countries are, how they think and how people behave in collective society, top-down hierarchical setups, patriarchal. So those issues, you have to deal with. So it's not, as Dave said, not one size fit all, but how you tailor your change to the culture and the environment they're dealing with. And then all your communication and change management is done accordingly.
Absolutely. And
I think enough of us. Thank you, Naila, and thank you, Kamran, honestly, for what you bring to the table. And happy to sort of connect on any topic at a later stage, because I think we have hijacked enough time.
Sorry. We apologize.
Actually, that was our initial plan, to start with a warm-up, because it's a long, so many topics that we can start with this. And that's why, that this is the podcast is started, and it's not for us. It's basically all of you that who has such a great experience globally, and so many things that we can learn a lot from each other. So I would say that the next topic is going to be one by one topic. For example, take any model, and we can take that why the people has a behavior. It's so many topics that we can start covering it. I think we can make a global
panel discussion.
I think, and last time when I talked to Mr. Rahman, he was in, I was in Dammam 4 months ago, right? And we had a good chat with them when he told me about that, how he did it. And we instantly made a connection. And now that he's going to be our champion, he's going to be our leader, he's going to be our
we need to have change agent network as well here.
Exactly.
So we can have number one, and number two, how they have guest appearance. So sometimes we can have Mushtaq as a guest appearance, and then special guest tonight, like Tayyab.
Yeah.
Looks like I've just been voluntold.
Yeah. So three of you could be, we can leverage your kind of so much.
We'd be delighted.
Absolutely. And it was such a pleasure. And
it's good to see Mr. Mushtaq also, because we are connected to LinkedIn, but now we are talking to each other, and it's so amazing that I was not expecting that is going to lead to somewhere in this forum, honestly speaking. And I'm hoping that the next show is going to be very good, and we're going to discuss in detail. So it's good opportunity for other people that who wants to be a change management practitioner. It's a good practical approach that we can learn from each other.
Inshallah.
Thank you.
Thank you all. Is someone saying something? I'm sorry if I'm interrupting.
No, it's okay.
Okay, so I was actually thanking you three for being our guest speakers, and special thanks to those who have stuck throughout the session. Like, we have crossed 1 hour and 15 minutes, and there are still 11 people here, and it's actually good, as we said that we will end it at 29 minutes, but this is a topic that I believe is not really cannot be actually concluded in 29 minutes. So,
no.
Naila, thank you so much for being here and sharing your experiences and your insights. It's always a pleasure to have you and listen to you, as I said in when I was introducing you. So, special thanks to you as well, and thank you, Kamran, for joining us and hosting this. And I would actually I presented this even though we don't have that much people here, in case if anybody wants to collaborate and if anybody wants to send their questions, Naila is always available. I will send you all the LinkedIn link and our website links. So, and also I have shared this questionnaire that has change readiness topic in it. Apart from that, yeah, I actually had to thank the audience and you guys. That's all from me.
Thank you, 𝐒𝐿𝐵. Great hosting, and really appreciate. And we're gonna continue with this, and hopefully that everybody enjoyed it. And also, we have some scholarship, and unfortunately we couldn't discuss on this platform, but we will send it to by email, and let's see what's the result we get.
Yeah, we will approach them for that.
I think I would take a moment and say first of all, thank you to those whoever is on the call. But for Mushtaq, Rahman, and Tayyib, we do special program which is like 8 weeks, Sundays only, virtual Women of Impact. It's a fellowship, it's fully funded, but it really exposes women who are professional women, like 3 to 5 years of job experience, into the global kind of network. And we provide a social network, but also do a lot of leadership around that topic. So we would, if you are okay with that, we could send you some information, and any women in your sphere in area, like they could be professional women running a coffee shop, but they are leaders, but they want to enhance their skills. It's there's no cost, it's small registration cost, but we would love to only take 10 to 12 so they can build like global relationships.
Well, all I can say is have your people call our people, and we'll discuss and negotiate the rates. No, I'm just kidding. We'd be most happy. I mean, we're actually, to be honest, we're all three of us are really, really busy people, but it's always a pleasure to connect with like-minded people, and life is about collaboration. So like we did today, we had the time to connect with you, and it was a pleasure. So yeah, just keep us informed. Whenever we can join you, we will certainly join you.
Perfect. Thank you.
Thanks a lot.
Sure. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Okay, take care.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Good night. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. Have a good day. Bye-bye.
Thank you.